Alright, so my birthday is here in a few days, and Joe Biden decided to give me a birthday present in a Russian ammo ban, and AKs happen to be my most shot caliber. So, yeah, we're all dealing with quite a bit of fallout right now. So, yeah, several of the AKs here, the SAM-7SF, the Arsenal SA-93, the Fime Group Viper FM folder, the Fime Group Viper FM fixed stock, are gonna have their ammo banned. But even worse, the SLR 104FR that you see here with the triangle stock and the SGL 31, Russian and Bulgarian respectively, are absolutely pretty dang fucked, because Russia was the only country that was sending over 545 by 39 ammunition in large numbers consistently. Now, in terms of 762 by 39, as you see over here, I think in the end we'll be alright with that. There are so many countries making that caliber right now, and in the future, that will probably be okay in the long run. In the short term, with all the panic buying that is inevitably happening and that we're already seeing, it's going to be hard to get and it's going to be expensive. But talking in the 1 to 2 to 3 year long term, past that, we're probably going to be okay. There are so many countries making this caliber right now that it's going to be fine. It's still going to be a viable caliber, for people who already own guns in this caliber and people who buy into guns of this caliber. That it's not something I would worry about necessarily, although I don't think I'll be shooting most of my 7.62 by 39 AKs, as you see here, and others, anytime soon, until we see how this situation plays out and what the future is going to look like. Now, these two rifles here, the Arsenals, the SLR 104FR and the SGL 31 that you see here, their future 545 by 39 is looking pretty bad, because Russia was the only caliber. They were the only ones importing this caliber in really reliable, consistent numbers at a reasonable price. Now, I'm sure we'll see other countries and even the US producing this caliber, but it's not going to be as cheap as it was. And at that point, in terms of purely practical standpoints, you may as well go with 5.56, but it's still an awesome caliber. I don't plan on selling either of mine, but it's gonna be a bumpy ride too, even more than 7.62 by 39. Now, if you hedged your bets, you may have procured a couple of 5.56 by 45 millimeter NATO AKs, such as this Polish Royal here. There are really, to my knowledge, only two truly military grade 5.56 NATO AKs on the US market right now. One being the FB Radom Polish Boreal that you see right here, and the other being the SAM-5 by Arsenal in Bulgaria with the milled receiver that you will see soon here. So we'll take a look at that. This went from being my expected to be least shot AK to my expected to be most shot AK, and will probably replace my SLR 104FR as my bedside gun. But we'll see how that goes. In any case, if you are looking to get a small caliber high velocity AK today in late August of 2021, your best bet is probably not one of these AK-74s in 5.5 by 39. Even before this, they were really bad options, because you'd have to pay, $3,000 plus for either one of these, the Russian or Bulgarian, especially the Russian being pre-ban or pre-sanctioned, whatever you want to call it. But either one of these, the ammo selection, as I've told people for a long time, was limited As soon as any kind of sanctions were placed on Russia, in addition to what had already been placed, would really bring this caliber to the brink. And we'll see what happens with it. There are still some glimmers of hope, like Romania, and Hornady has produced this caliber before, so I doubt it will be dead per se, because there are so many rifles in this caliber currently, being used, but it's definitely not going to be a fun time for us. Those of us who have not stacked these cans of 7N6 545 by 39, the Russian surplus. So if you haven't stacked these up, it's probably not a good idea to get into it. But, if you can hold on for the ride, and it's going to be a bumpy one, then I think things will be okay. If you really want an AK-74 right now, or really an AK period, your best bet is probably one of these 5.56 AKs, like the Polish FB Raiden Beryl or the Arsenal Bulgarian SAM 5 with the milled receiver. Get!